I've been asked to show a little bit more of my quail setup over here, so I thought I would take a video to show everybody. My setup is separated into two parts. On the left you see the coop itself, which is approximately 2 by 4 feet in area, and then you've got the run which is connected to it. I will show you afterwards how it's connected. And the run itself is 4 by 4. I built it originally tall enough so that you could stand in it for easy maintenance and modifications. Also, you know, if you want to hand feed them or pet them, you could always bring a little stool in there and sit there. The coop itself is built out of plywood, 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and some old leftover lumber. Everything is DIY, that's right. Let me show you inside a little bit. So we've got a little bit of sod, and we've got some slate out back. The bottom is also covered in 1/2-inch hardware cloth. These are pretty tame birds, pretty friendly. This is the feeder I built for them. Holds almost a gallon of feed, which lasts about a month or two for them. And so this is half of the coop. It's the open part, which is meshed off on the side and the front. This way it gives them a nice breeze on those hot days. It allows them to stay cool. The entire coop is covered in asphalt shingles that sits on a gap. The gap allows the heated roof in the middle of the summer to cool off before it hits the birds. Thought it would help a little bit. The other part of the coop, let me show you again. It's mostly sealed off except for an air opening on top and the entrance on the bottom. The roof of this coop, of course, is covered in 1/2-inch hardware cloth as well, so they have some ventilation. So the other part of the coop is covered a little more thoroughly. So the side is plywood, and the front is actually a piece of acrylic, clear plastic, covered with some vinyl sheeting. This gives them protection from the rain and gusts. And since I've had them out here this winter, this gave them a little area to stay warm in need of additional heating. This is a little drinker I made for them, made out of an old milk bottle and 2 cup nipples. It works absolutely great. Fill it up about once every 2 weeks. This is just regular pine shavings. Picked it up at Tractor Supply. Huge bag for just a couple of bucks. Okay, so now I will show you how the run is connected. Going back to the open side of the coop, I built a throughway using, there comes one bird out of it. And the throughway itself was built using a 2 by 6 wrapped up in 1/2-inch hardware cloth. It stretches down about 4 or 5 feet. I'd say about 4 feet. And where that leads, as you can see, those quails are pretty awesome. They don't try to fly out or anything. But where that little passage leads is underneath the coop on a very slight angle, about 25 degrees, into the run itself. Now everything is very thoroughly wrapped up in a hardware cloth, as you can see, especially near the bottom, to keep the mice and rats out. Rats can be a very serious problem for these birds. They will eat all the eggs and kill the birds. Mice, they may take the eggs, but they likely won't hurt the birds, as far as I know. Did not finish building the latch over here yet, but just want to show you how I have this set up. So this whole door opens. Let me step back a little bit. It's a little windy today. And inside the coop, the run itself, you've got sod, which I laid out about a month ago. The sod should be replaced maybe every 6 weeks during the summer, springtime, and summertime. Fall time as well. Winter time, the sod is gonna go because I'm up north, zone 6. So what I usually do in the winter is cover the sod in mulch or compost and allow bugs to go in there, and the birds find a way to feed on them and can use this area that way. It doesn't look pretty, but it works for winter time. And of course, after winter time, springtime, when it starts warming up, I shovel everything out and simply put down some fresh sod. Sod itself is about $6 for this area over here, 4x4. This is a male, no spots on the chest. And this right here, yep, this right here is a female. You see the spots on the chest? That's a female. And this is a male, no spots on the chest. I built a little bit of a hill using soil to shape the sod to give them a little bit of shelter over here during rain or if they see a predator out. The only downside to this setup is that I frankly ran out of a 1/2-inch hardware cloth and had to use some 1-inch chicken wire for the top of the sides and the roof. I am not very comfortable with that because some rodents will be able to pass through that. Weasels can certainly pass through 1-inch chicken wire, and